Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video here. So there's a lot to talk about here. In this one, I really want to focus a lot on the trailer. I want to talk about some stuff that I haven't talked about with it, like mostly regarding Lance and a lot of what I think the plot for episode 17, potentially like this could be in 18 as well. But I think this is going to be a lot of what 17 is, because there was a shot that like it goes by super fast, but there's a character in there that I didn't realize was there. And there's a shot later on that looks unrelated, but it's actually in the same area, which I think confirms, just based off of where the characters eventually like go to, I think this is going to be in 17. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if this was like in the opening minutes or at some point throughout the episode, I guess, or early on in the episode. But yeah, so before we go any further, obviously, make sure to be a subscriber. If you do want to get all my Walking Dead content like this, there's going to be a preview special this Sunday, and I'm really excited for that. They're going to be answering all stuff regarding like the Rick television show, the Daryl spinoff, and just all of that. You know, they're going to be giving us a lot more information on all of that. Fans are going to be asking a lot of questions about that. I imagine we could get some filming updates, because there's been a rumor that they actually are going to be filming very, very soon. And that could possibly even be in the next like 2 weeks here. Like it could literally be this month. And so, yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out for the preview special. They're previewing pretty much everything here. We could get our first look at Isle of the Dead. I mean, I imagine we're not going to, because I mean, they've been filming for like a week or two. And even with the Rick TV show, say they already started filming this week or something like that, right? Like they're starting to film some stuff. We're not going to get our first look, because obviously for editing and all that takes a while, but we could see like a set photo of people just sort of, you know, in costume or whatever. That's very possible. We could see something like that. So I don't know. Mostly for the preview special, what I'm looking forward to is a lot of the details that are going to come out regarding these shows, you know, episode counts and just like titles and release dates and a bunch of stuff like that. So again, that's happening this Sunday. I will be live on Twitch this Sunday night, live reacting to all the information. So just like I did with Comic-Con, I'm also going to be there as well. So if you haven't followed my Twitch, the channel name is Appetite for the Dead. The link is in the description of pretty much all my videos, or all my videos. And so I hope to see you guys there, because for Comic-Con, it was a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm going to be there, obviously, for this Sunday here. So a few things that I wanted to talk about, like really quick before I get into some of the trailer talk, is I saw a review of Tales of the Walking Dead, at least some of the episodes. And one reviewer, I think it was from GameSpot, or it could have been from some other site, but they said that the Terry Crews episode was actually bad. Like, they weren't a fan of it, and they were just kind of saying that, you know, it felt like Terry Crews and Olivia Munn were just sort of out of place in the episode. They also said that the Atlanta 2010 episode was great, and apparently they think that's going to be the overall direction of the show, you know, with some episodes being good and some episodes being really bad. I personally think that it really depends on how you kind of view The Walking Dead. You know, like, to me, will Terry Crews and Olivia Munn feel really out of place? I guess we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to watch it to really judge for ourselves, right? Like, we don't really know. But based off of what I've seen, I mean, it seems like it's fine. Like, I don't think that's going to be really the issue. But I think I do agree with that being the general idea, because I think that's kind of the thing with some of these stories in general. Like, you're going to get some episodes that are just kind of bad. Like, I look at Creepshow or The Twilight Zone, you know, some episodes are big hits, some episodes aren't, but it's just the variety of content and the amount of stories that they're able to do that makes it sort of like rewatchable, right? Because you have all this content, all this varying just stories here, that there's so much when you just go back to rewatch certain things. It's going to tell you this, it's going to tell you that. You might find something new here. And that's what I find with like Creepshow or like The Twilight Zone. You know, I'll watch certain episodes and then I'm just like, oh, I never saw that last time. I never saw it like this. And then I kind of start to view the episode a little differently. Sometimes I won't like the episode a lot more upon rewatching. I just think the variety of content in general and the amount of stories it can tell, it gives it that excitement that like Creepshow or Twilight Zone has, right? Where you just have so many episodes. It's like Monster of the Week episodes, right? Going back to X-Files. It's just sort of like it's a new story every single week, and it's kind of exciting and fun. Some are going to hit, some are not. And I think that's totally fine. Honestly, I think that's really totally fine. I think the point of this series is kind of just to see different stories, because some are going to be interesting, some won't be. I'm really interested in the Terry Crews one now, though. I'm definitely like going into that episode. I want to see what they mean by saying it's bad or that they feel out of place. So I'm gonna keep a lookout for that to see that, and then obviously with the Atlanta 2010 episode, I want to see what or why that episode is deemed as being one of the greatest ones. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see with that. But also there was a weird Rick Grimes rumor that I missed. I saw an article posted about it, a few articles actually, and apparently there were some rumors about a young Rick Grimes, a recast or something for I believe it was for Tales of the Walking Dead. Some people thought that maybe we could see a younger Rick Grimes in like Tales of the Walking Dead or something like that. And I mean, I don't even know why people believe that was possible. Like, I just don't see that really being possible at all. I mean, if they're going to do a young Rick Grimes character, they're going to recast the character, but the character's age is going to be like, somewhere in his teens to like being a kid. It's not going to be a young adult to an adult or old man, because Andrew Lincoln can play pretty much all of that, right? Like, I'm sure you can de-age him a little bit to make him look like in his early 20s if you needed a scene like that, or you could do something for when he's older, just put some makeup on, make him look much older. But, other than that, I don't think you can recast that character, right? Like, only if he's going to be a kid or maybe like a teenager. So I don't know where this rumor came around. I just kind of saw it and I was like, okay, I guess I just totally missed that, and I'm glad I missed that, because like, that's just the thought of even recasting for a role like that just really makes no sense at all. But now to get into some of the trailer stuff here, I wanted to mention some stuff about Lance, because we actually see a shot of Lance and the Commonwealth in the city, and I missed this. I saw some other stuff that was kind of similar, but I totally missed this. I didn't realize that was Lance, and the reason why I believe this is from episode 17 is because we also see a shot similar to this where Negan is actually there as well. And if you remember, there's a shot of Daryl and Maggie, and they're also trying to get away from Lance and the Commonwealth and stuff. So I actually think this is probably going to be something that happens in 17. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the opening minutes, to be honest. I mean, the only thing that's sort of giving me pause on that, I guess, is kind of like, we just saw that Lance was potentially, going to do this Oceanside massacre. And so I'm just kind of like, why would Lance be chasing them after that, unless some time has passed? And then, because that's also possible, right? A few days could have passed, maybe towards the end of the episode or in the next episode, we could actually see the events of what happened there, right? But I do believe maybe it happens afterwards. Maybe the opening minutes, we do see some stuff with Lance, or maybe it's revealed later on in the episode. Like maybe the opening shot is Lance holding that coin, sort of flipping it, and he's all covered in blood, and we're wondering what the hell. And then later on, we learn some stuff. But throughout the episode, we get stuff like this here, where we do see Negan, Daryl, and Maggie trying to get away. Lance and the Commonwealth are after them. And it does seem like Negan could be caught here, because I'm trying to think if there was shots of him with like Daryl and stuff later on. And there wasn't really a lot. Like there was a shot with Negan and Maggie talking, but I believe that was in the city, and that could have been easily before, Lance and the Commonwealth showed up. So I really think that like what's going to happen is they're all just sort of hanging out. They're trying to get away from them. And then they see them, they all separate. And then I think Negan's going to get captured, brought in, and then he'll have his interview with Mercer. And then from there, it's going to be sort of like, well, what happens to him? How does he get to the point where he fights Sebastian? I mean, Mercer's on our side, so obviously there's going to be a way he's able to get out. And then we just kind of go from there, right? There's some stuff with Carol, blah, blah, blah. We also know Lance ends up with Daryl and Carol. And so because Daryl and Maggie are there, I'm wondering if in that scene, like Negan is taken in by the Commonwealth, but Lance also is taken in by like Daryl and them, right? And they're caught somewhere. I don't know. Because Carol's also there as well, so it might take some time for Lance to actually get captured by them. But this is definitely happening earlier in the 8 episodes here. If it doesn't happen in 17, it's going to happen in 18. Because it looks like they're going to be using Lance as a way to get to Pamela Milton, because there's actually a line said here where Lance tells, I don't know who he's talking to, it could be Carol or Daryl, but he says like, if you're trying to go after the Miltons, they're going to crush you. And so I was thinking like, why? Obviously, we just kind of know in general, yeah, the Commonwealth are bad, right? But like, why are they specifically going after Pamela Milton? Like, do they have any issue with her right now? I mean, no one really had any issues with her. The issues were kind of with Lance. If you're looking back to part 2, really Lance was the one who was doing a bunch of shit, you know, to the people living in I think it was called the Riverbend apartments. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like the Riverbend or River Alley apartments, River Valley, I don't know, something like that. But it was those apartments there, and Lance was trying to kill them all, this and that. He got that, you know, ex whatever agent to go and do stuff. And so they had issues with Lance. Pamela Milton didn't really have any sort of knowledge that this was even happening. And so I'm trying to think, like, why are you going after Pamela Milton? Because, I mean, Sebastian, the only thing he did that was messed up, and it was really messed up, was, you know, I guess killing people to try to get that money inside that one family's house or whatever. So I'm like, at this point, I think the only issue right now is kind of the missing people. Because why else, right? Like, if Oceanside's gone, I mean, they're going to be taking out Lance, not Pamela, right? Like, they're not going to be trying to take out Pamela for that, because Pamela probably doesn't even know what happened. So they're going to be taking out Lance, not Pamela. And so the only drama really with Pamela Milton is that there's missing people. And so I actually do, at this point, because we know the Rick TV show's happening, because we know the spinoffs are happening, and we kind of know the direction of the overall franchise, I really feel like this is going to be CRM related, and this is going to be somehow, you know, connected to how they find out Rick's alive. Yeah, that's kind of where I see this going right now. And so I think that's actually why. I think some of the stuff with Tyler Davis, they've been kind of worried about. They're wondering what the hell is even going on here. Because I don't think they want to just, like, take over the Commonwealth. I don't think that's crossed any of their minds yet. Like, yeah, we're just going to go take over the Commonwealth. Like, that's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to be that simple. So I actually think what they're doing here is trying to, like, learn some more information about Pamela Milton and, you know, learn some stuff about what Connie, you know, Connie had those coordinates to a certain location, which could be connected to the missing people, but she has to go and discover that first, which I obviously we're going to see here in these 8 episodes. So I do think it's all connected here, and it does make for a very fascinating story. I'm really excited to see where this is actually all going to build to, because Lance doesn't seem to be the main focus here in terms of a villain. I think they're going to be switching it a little bit to Pamela Milton, which I think is appropriate because she was the main villain in the comic, and it's the last 8 episodes here. It makes sense to sort of focus on her a little bit more, and she does seem to be in a more prominent villain position, I guess, in the trailer, right? Because she was screaming in that one shot. Like, she seems to be going all out now. Like, she's pretty pissed off. But yeah, anyways, there's a lot to talk about with this trailer. I do want to focus on some stuff like with Rosita, some stuff with Judith and Daryl as well that I haven't really talked about yet. So anyways, I'm going to leave it here. Post all your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.